All right, the first X Games competition for 2014 is a donut eating contest. The donuts are on a string, and the kids are going to be blindfolded.
To calculate the scores, we will approximate the percentage each contestant eats from their donut and add it to their teammates' percentage. In other words, we will be determining the total amount eaten from one donut.
That's right, Bradley. This is going to be a very interesting competition.
I think this is breakfast for the kids, right?
Should be. Should be. They better get hungry. This is competition time.
Alright, so our first team is Madison and Emma. They name themselves the Pink Pandas, and I know for a fact that pandas love to eat.
Well, Maddie loves to eat. You can tell by the way she's trying to devour the donut.
She must have picked the name.
She just can't find it. Should have been the Pink Plops.
She definitely likes to play with her food. Lots of giggling, moving around.
Emma's enjoying it very much. You know,
it's funny
like
how
she enjoys eating donuts and she doesn't want to waste the moment.
Funny how the kids go for the frosted side.
Yes.
And their eyes are closed. There must be some strategy to that.
Maddie's still struggling. I don't understand. She got a pretty big bite, but that's about it.
This isn't how much you can hit the donut with your face.
The Lord blessed her with a huge mouth, so she should put it to use here.
People don't realize their talents until later in life. I can see that you're holding the string a lot higher than Abby is.
Yeah, there was definitely a height difference.
So any comments or thoughts about how well they did?
Well, I really expected them to do better. I thought Maddie would carry the team, and I thought Emma would, pull up the rears. And they did all right for being the first, but I mean the bar had to be a lot higher than what it was.
Right,
It was a little disappointing.
Especially for the first team to go.
Yeah, I mean after watching them in other competitions, I think we expected this team to come into this competition ready to go, and they were quite there.
Ashton and Levi. Right. Ashton is the first person to deploy the tongue to help bring the donut in.
Yeah, it was like tongue in chase.
I think the expression is tongue in cheek.
You don't want to chase the donuts. You end up spinning around and looking like a ballerina.
Levi hasn't quite gotten a bite yet. Oh, and finally locked in, but just got a little nibble.
Definitely trying to. You can tell he's hungry. He just has no idea how to get it in his mouth.
Well, I was worried about him. He's had the blindfold so low.
Yeah, he obviously didn't plan that out before they started.
Looks like Levi lost his footing.
Well, they did the best they could. Luckily, they couldn't do any worse than the first team.
Oh, they brought the bar a little higher. The Cheetahs. So their name implies speed and fierce hunger, I guess, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think it was a false name to strike fear into their opponents, thinking, oh, this team's going to get right off to a fast start, and, they're going to be fast at everything they do, and it was one of those deceptive names. It was not exactly what happened. I mean, with the twirling and stuff going on,
yeah.
You could tell they were lost. And
a lot of energy.
Levi didn't know what he was doing from the beginning, and I don't know. I thought they really dropped the ball. They were a lot slower than their name implied.
Yeah, a lot of energy, but not focused towards the donut eating.
Yeah.
I think, do you remember the X Games for a couple years ago, Ashton and Caleb's marshmallow eating contest?
Oh.
They devoured
Yes,
the marshmallows. There wasn't any competition in that round.
Yeah, they should have named that team Cheetahs and these marshmallows.
Pirates!
Are pirates inherently hungry?
I don't know. They say
Or
are.
just thirsty?
That's all I know. Well, Caleb seems to be enjoying it. He's going to town on it.
Some people choose the aggressive approach, and some people choose the slow and steady.
Yeah, he's definitely thinking about it before he takes advantage of it. Anderson down there is
30 seconds.
working.
Looks like he's trying to shave the icing off.
Yeah, it must be his favorite part.
Bite it, Anderson. No, don't touch it.
Love watching Gracie.
Little spectator who's like, I could eat that in no time.
I think it wouldn't even take her a minute. She'd eat through the whole donut. I've seen her eat.
Caleb seemed to do away with most of that donut. Yeah, I thought with Caleb, with his size, he was really going to take hold. And he did kind of carry the whole team there and motivated, I think, his teammate, Anderson, to keep up. It seemed like they had a pretty good game plan. I think at the beginning they were a little lost as to what they needed to do to get started. But once they got rolling, they seemed to do pretty good.
Yeah, they brought that bar up just a little bit higher. Each team just continues to bring the bar up.
Yeah, it's amazing how these teams kind of leveled off, though.
Yeah.
And they weren't raising the bar by leaps and bounds. They were just slivers at a time.
Right, right.
After watching this team around the country, you would think that they would do, like they did in Mexico.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. There must be something in the water down there.
Well, it could have been the heat getting to them, but, I mean, like I said, after Mexico, you thought they would have been primed ready for this competition. They weren't quite.
Must have been the humidity.
The Mighty Zebras.
All right, so Alicia looks ready. Isabella is...
Delicious.
Oh,
It's just losing it and finding it all at the same time.
Turn it around the other way, Jacob. So she's got it. Oh, mine. I think she could bite it like that.
The crowd seems to be trying to help, but they're not.
Isabella, your bite is bigger than Alicia's.
Isabella really likes these donuts. She's
Isabella likes
enjoying
them a lot.
every bite.
she got half of it in her mouth and the other half on her face.
Well, I don't think she realizes the intense competition that's going on around her because of the blindfold.
I think she's solely in a romantic moment with that donut. Just the donut and her.
Yeah. Well, hopefully she gets a sugar rush soon. She needs to be working a little bit harder than that.
10, 9, 8.
Alicia's doing her best to get her third bite.
They didn't quite make it through their donut.
Alicia maybe get some tips.
Alicia took chunks out of it. Top, bottom, side.
Yeah, she's all over.
They didn't eat quite as much as any of the other teams.
Well, they took small bites and enjoyed the bites. Alicia enjoyed kind of twirling. If that was part of the competition, she would have
If
won.
this were a dance competition or a diving competition, there was lots of spins and twirls. I think that could have given her more
And they
points.
definitely left the crowd lacking. The crowd was excited and behind him beforehand, and then it all fell apart. I mean, it was not. I'm sure they didn't draw it up this way in the locker room. But
No way.
I'm sure they went back and they were disappointed after seeing all three bites that they took.
I was happy to see Isabella start right off when the bell went off, and instead of she didn't look like she was going to open her mouth at first. But she definitely.
She got
picked up
motivated
the
by
pace.
the smell, I think,
Yeah.
right in front of her face.
It's hard to resist those. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
they are delicious donuts.